Welcome to Christ-Centered Living, CCL. Dear friend, thank you for joining me in today's episode, Claim Your Promise. What do you do when the waiting gets long? Maybe you've believed for a healing, for a breakthrough, for a direction, but all you see is delay. And in those moments, it's easy to wonder, is God even listening? In those times, do you just walk away? Or you stand your ground and say, nope, this promise is real, and I'm not backing down? Well, today's story is for you. We are going to dive into a moment in Abraham's life where he faced that exact kind of waiting. And instead of giving up, Abraham chose to claim God's promise in the land where he had no home yet. You can find today's story in Genesis chapter 23. Let's dive in. Sarah lived to be 127 years old, and she passed away at Hebron in the land of Canaan. Abraham was overcome with sorrow. His heart was heavy as he mourned the loss of his beloved wife. He wept beside her, grieving the deep emptiness her absence has left behind. Once his mourning subsided, Abraham rose with steady resolve. He went to the Hittites, the people of the land, and said, I am a foreigner and a stranger among you, but I need a burial site for my wife. Will you sell me some property so I can bury her here? The Hittites, recognizing Abraham's status and his importance among them, responded kindly. You are a mighty prince among us. Choose any of our tombs. No one will refuse you. But Abraham, humbled by their generosity, bowed before them and said, If you are willing, please speak to Ephron on my behalf. I wish to purchase the cave of Machpelah, which lies at the end of his field. Let him sell it to me at full price as a burial site. Ephron, who was sitting among the people, overheard the request and spoke up. No, my lord, he said, his voice calm. I will give you the field and the cave. I will offer it freely. Bury your dead there. Abraham, though deeply grateful for the offer, insisted, Please let me pay the price for it. I do not wish to take it without paying. Ephron, sensing Abraham's sincerity, responded, The land is worth 400 shekels of silver. Abraham agreed to the price, and he weighed out the silver in front of the Hittites, sealing the transaction. The field, the cave, and everything within its borders were officially transferred to Abraham's ownership. With the purchase complete, Abraham buried Sarah in the cave of Machpelah, in the field near Mamre. It became the first piece of the promised land that Abraham owned, a sacred site that would one day hold the remains of his descendants. The land and cave were officially deeded to him by the Hittites, marking the beginning of God's promise to his offspring. Dear listeners, Abraham was a foreigner in the land God had promised to his descendants. He had no city, no permanent home, but only a promise. Yet, when Sarah died, he did not return to his homeland to bury her. He did not seek comfort in familiar places. Instead, he secured a burial site in Canaan, the very land God had sworn to give him. By purchasing the land, Abraham declared, This is where we belong. This is where God's promise will unfold. How often do we hesitate to claim God's promises because we do not yet see their fulfillment? How often do we hold back, waiting for certainty before we take a step of faith? Just as Abraham took his step in faith, we too must act in obedience, even when God's promises have not yet fully come to pass. Faith means making decisions based on God's word, not on present circumstances. God's promises may not always unfold the way we expect, but they will unfold. In the meantime, don't give up. Your breakthrough is coming. Take your steps in faith, make your claim, and trust that His promises are already at work. God bless you.